All right. So, Marelise, it's so good to get to do this with you. Thank you for your time
Okay.
today. I'm really excited to meet with you and talk to you about your life message, particularly, and how that also relates to your business message, your business
Mhm.
tree, as I like to say, because what you do is both business and ministry together. So, how can I help you?
Okay. All right. I don't know how much background you need, but anyway, I am parent coach, faith integration parent coach, because I believe that the only way we can really help our kids today is to help them understand first and foremost who they are, who they were made to be, and what that means for them going forward in a world that's changing all the time and new challenges are constantly being thrown at them. And it's not things that their parents experienced when they were growing up. It's all new kinds of things. So, and everything I just told you, I don't think I've ever explained in that way. So every time that I talk about this, I seem to explain it differently. But yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you for sharing that with me. That really is very powerful, and I can feel your passion for this
Mm.
subject. So it just makes perfect sense why you're doing what you're doing and why you've been called into this particular area. And I want to ask you to share a little bit more about your own personal story, your personal journey in this process. But I'm glad that you have the opportunity to share what you just shared. And I like the fact that you said that you every time you share it, it's a little bit different. And I think that's part of the process of really, and part of the power of really zeroing in today. And that's our goal
Mm.
here today, is to
Mm.
help you be able to walk away with a clear, succinct message that you can pull out of your pocket. And like I like to use the analogy, if you're in an elevator and you're going to the 15th floor and somebody says, "Hey, what do you do? Tell me more about that." You've got that elevator pitch message that you can just pull out of your pocket. Of course, you can't expound on that in 2 minutes to
Mm.
the 15th floor, but you can create the intrigue and enough interest that they're going to want to get off the elevator with you and ask you more questions about what you do. Right. So that's our goal,
Mm.
is to walk
Mm.
away with a succinct sentence or two that really
Mm.
illustrates and reflects the essence of what your message is. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
so thank you so much for sharing that. And um, what makes coming up with this message in a succinct way important to you?
Well, the thing is, I've been fortunate that the people that I have had an opportunity to speak to about this,
Mm,
um, I think it's because it's not a product that I'm selling. It's not a specific thing in a specific package that I can just hand to you and say, there you go, have a nice life. Because it's not that type of thing.
mm,
I passion and my privilege is to provide parents with solutions.
mm,
So that's not a once-off thing. I mean, a one-size-fits-all thing. For every person, it's different. Every person's experience with their child or what they're going through or how they approach it is different.
mhm,
And this is why I haven't had a little paragraph that I can just recite to everybody and say this is because I'm not trying to sell me. I'm trying to help them. I'm trying to, and I think this is why it's been difficult for me, and this is why I struggle to find that specific message
mm,
that is going to appeal to the largest amount of people.
mm,
Because I've put a lot of things out there, and I think I think it's mainly due to overwhelm because everyone says that it's just too noisy out there
mm,
that most of the right people don't get to see it. So I need to find another way to get more eyes on what is available to them then.
mm,
That's all. I guess because I am working on my own and there is not a whole office of people to bounce ideas off.
mhm,
Um, the greatest value for me because you are mom and you are familiar with parent struggles and you are also very, very tuned into what is currently happening in the world because of how you serve as well and the kind of people that you come into contact with. The most helpful thing, because I don't think it's necessarily possible to just define it in one or two or three sentences, is to get an opinion of someone who has the same heart for all these things to say, okay, but when you say that, that doesn't make sense to me. But if you say it this way,
Mm,
that would definitely draw me in.
okay. That's beautiful, Marlies. That's really, really good. And I think I'm starting to hear some things that we need to address to get to the essence of this. So thank you for the vote of confidence on my opinion. However, we're not really here to um, have me so much inject my opinion. I appreciate the vote of confidence for that. But this is life message indicators. Okay. And this is not something I created, but it's by a gentleman named Tony Stoltzfus, who, let me get back to your notes and let's go back and just take a look at what you shared
Mhm.
and see. I'm already, to be honest with you, I'm already starting to see and feel your message. I'm really excited about
I'm so glad
it.
because
Mhm.
you see, this is why this is so hugely powerful and invaluable
There we go.
because no one's ever spoken to me like this. I mean, this is the nitty gritty, and this I wish someone told me this 2 years ago.
Well, that's the power of coaching. And, the things I will just share with you, the things that really have stood out to me. And then I want us to just begin to cull this down, like I said, into a
Mm,
sentence or two that really resonates with you. And you may not, we may or may not get that perfect sentence today. Sometimes it'll come out perfectly. Sometimes you'll want to, uh, wordsmith it a little bit,
mm,
okay?
mm,
That's
mm,
okay. It doesn't have to come out
mm,
perfect, but if it does, that would be nice. I like it when that happens, but you can smith it and
mm,
sleep on it and think about it,
mm, mm.
But let me just ask you first, what has really popped out at you today? What has stood out to you today from everything that you've shared in terms of your message specifically? Like,
Yes,
yeah.
because of the nature of what I do, because of where I came from, and honestly, I can keep you busy for days with all my stories. Um, it's so much, and there's so much happening in the world, and there are so many things that parents are dealing with. It's just it's like a million messages in a minute rushing through my head,
Hmm.
and it's like you know taking a fly swatter and just hitting into the air. Yes, at one point you're gonna hit something at some point, but that's not helpful for me. And today you completely shifted my perspective. We came from a totally different angle, and we're getting to something now that could actually contain all of that in one sentence. Miraculous. Yes.
Okay, so
Mm,
let's go
mm.
for it here.
Okay.
I'm going to share with you what really popped out at me, what
Mm,
really
mm.
stood out to me, and I'm kind of being a little bit repetitive here on purpose.
No.
Okay. Mhm.
Yes. So did they also have those lights flashing by the doors that says mind the gap?
Oh, I haven't seen that. No.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Tell me about it.
No, because in the UK, as the doors open or before the doors close,
Uh-huh.
there's an audible voice. Now, this was years ago when I was there. There's an audible voice that says, mind the gap. And there's even this little illuminated sign that says, mind the gap. And everybody there knows what
What
mind
that
the
means.
gap means. And this is, you see, this would immediately be a way for me because you do feel sometimes like you're on this high speed train and it's like the moment those doors close, like, whoa, where are we going? And it feels like that sometimes. So just to say, mind the gap, it's
Marlies,
fine.
that's brilliant. I love it. And you have the
Yeah, except that
visual.
it's not relevant in America.
No, I don't, I've never seen that, but that is brilliant. I love that. And I think that is your message right there. Mind the gap. Create the connection, mind the gap.
Mm,
Love
mm,
covers all. Mind the gap, create the
mm,
connection. Oh my
mm,
good. And even when you're on a train, you're connecting trains. Oh
mm,
my goodness,
mm.
girl, you just came up with something hot right there.
But you see, the thing is, you're on a track. You're on a predestined track. And that's God's truth. That's His word. That's His promise. That's His calling. That's His purpose. So you're on that thing, and so it's also instilling that trust that you're going to get there.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. It's all
yeah,
been set out.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
smile and wave.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. What I'm seeing is you creating a little video,
Mm,
even your welcome
mm,
video, and you could
mm,
have like just a visual
mm,
of, like
mm,
where you show that sign, mind the gap, and then the
mm,
train, and then
mm,
the doors close, and how they're on the
mm,
track, and all of that.
mm,
Like you could turn that into
mm,
a whole. Oh my goodness,
mm.
that's so good. I love it.
Awesome.
Well, let me just
Awesome.
for the sake of your time, because I know it's
Mhm,
late there in
mhm,
South Africa, um,
mhm.
what has been the highlight of this time together for you today, Marlies?
I cannot thank you enough because you managed to distill so much into something that I believe will make sense to everybody, which is the greatest gift you could possibly give anybody.
You did it. I
Because,
just asked the question.
yeah, but our minds are, we're trying so hard to to do so many things every day. I
Mm,
mean, it's just so overwhelming, and you've got the pressures of life and everything else that's going. And to just sit down and say, just tell me what you hear, just tell me what you see, just tell me
mhm,
something because I actually need someone else to just, just, just um, distill something from this
mm,
that could make sense.
mhm,
And
mhm,
that's exactly what you've done. And I'm so grateful for that.
mm.
I'm so grateful for that. It
Yeah.
is the greatest gift you can give to any person who is just wanting to take the next step.
Good,
You
good.
know.
Well, I hope
Mm,
this will help you take the next step in your
mm,
business tree. And I love what you do. It's so needed and such a blessing. It's going to be a blessing to many. So, without further ado, I am going to send you the video because that way you can go back and hear yourself. And I think that's
mm,
really powerful. If you want to take some more notes on what you shared today, and then I'm also going to send you a worksheet that you can use to confirm this message and just make,
mm,
and again, feel
mm.
free to add or subtract or reword or whatever, but I think we were able to get to the essence of it.
Yes, we will.
Awesome.
Mm.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I am